and welcome back to my eToro ESG Portfolio update. Now, it has been a while since I've done one of these, but I felt because we were nearing the end of the year that this was a great time to check in on my previous investments and maybe pick a new one to see through 2022. Welcome to the Looking After Your Pennies YouTube channel. My name is Charlotte Jessup and I'm a financial educator. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just educational purposes. What I am doing here is showcasing my journey as I pick stocks on this platform that are ESG friendly, but also going to make me money too. This is not a recommendation. You need to do your own research about this. I started this video series about building an ESG portfolio on the eToro platform back in, I think, April time. And I've been a bit hit and miss with it, if I'm honest. My intention was to maybe pay it once per month, like pick a new stock and see how that goes over, each month and then reflect back on it at the end of the year. So I think during this year, I've managed to do about 4 different stocks. So it hasn't been exactly every month. It's probably been about once every 6 weeks, but it's still been interesting to see what has happened to those particular stocks. Now, the bulk of my investing strategy is I have a stocks and shares ISA and I buy into some Vanguard ESG funds. So let's jump in with a little look at the stocks that I had previously and see how they have been doing. Okay, so like I said, I had 4 stocks. I've got Nvidia, I've got Adobe, I've got First Solar, and then I've got the Coca-Cola European bottling plants. So in this image, you can see that they are ranked from the most successful down to the not doing quite so well. So the first one that I picked was Adobe. Now I've put $50 into each of these, okay? So exchanges at about like £38. So that has grown by over $11 since I purchased it. So that one is doing pretty well. The next one that I picked was Coca-Cola. Now this one has not done quite so well, and actually I have lost about $3 on that. That's not a particularly big deal for me because I am looking at keeping these for the long term. But they took a bit of a hit when there was lots of news came out about how Coca-Cola was one of the leading producers of plastics, but I chose them because they are working on finding solutions to that. So I'm hoping this will pick up in the future. Then I went back and went for kind of more tech-based stuff, because obviously this is an industry that has the clear potential to be very much environmentally friendly. But obviously there were those other elements such as the social and the governance. Now, Nvidia has clearly had a great year. It's up like $25, which is nearly a 50% increase on my investment. So I'm more than happy with how that one has done. And I expect to see this continue to improve into the future. So I'm really happy that I chose that, and they score really well on the ESG front too. Now, my last choice and my most recent choice was actually at First Solar. So the reason I went for this was because I wanted to be able to invest in companies that were actually being proactive rather than just ticking the sort of ESG boxes. I wanted to pick a company that was actually working to be a part of the solution rather than just not a part of the problem, if that makes sense. So I picked First Solar and they have kind of held steady. Like I said, they're my most recent investment, and we're looking at, I've made like 11 cents on that. So it's not a huge rise, but I've not lost any money on that. So I'm not particularly upset about that one. As I said, I will be keeping all of these stocks for the long term. So we will see how they do in 2022. Now, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen to the markets in 2022, and given, what's going on around the world, it could be that these dip or, they go up. So we'll have to see how this pans out over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, and maybe even in 5 years, I'll be doing an update on these stocks and we can report back on those. So what stock am I picking this time? Well, off the back of the successes that I've had with the likes of Adobe and Nvidia, I really want to consider maybe investing in more tech stocks. This is obviously a sector that is doing really well at the moment. And when I entered into this little video series about picking stocks on eToro and making sure I was building an ESG portfolio, there was also a strong element of wanting to make money too. These tech stocks are clearly ticking those boxes for me. So with this in mind, I decided to do some more research into some other stocks that were in that same area that also had strong ESG scores. And that's when I came across Microsoft. Now, obviously, this is a huge, household name. Most people have used Microsoft in their lives, and I'm not entirely sure why I hadn't considered them before. I found one article that put them, top of the list for, all ESG companies, and they have had a really strong year. Now, in previous videos, I've talked about how I do my research on this, and Yahoo Finance is my absolute go-to for finding this information. So if you scroll over to the right-hand side on Yahoo Finance, you will see that there is a sustainability tab. And the score for this is 13. I think Adobe came in at 11, so this is pretty close. Then if we look at the performance of Microsoft, it's almost a given that they are doing quite well at the moment, and I expect that to continue. Obviously, I don't know any of this, and I could be completely wrong and they completely crash out the market, but that is the risk that you take with investing. Okay, so I'm going to do this on eToro. So I found Microsoft and I'm going to go ahead and buy some of this stock. So I'm going to do another $50 on this. I've already topped up my account. You just need to remember when you're on eToro's platform that it says that little line that you are buying the underlying asset. You don't want to overexpose on this. So you just want to make sure you're buying that, and that will be commission free. Once you've done that, you go ahead, you press the set order, and that's it. You are done. And I am now the owner of some Microsoft stock. So what are my plans for next year then? Now I'm hoping I will come back and do some more of these videos. I really want to build up this portfolio. At the moment, I've only got 4 things going on, 5 things now with Microsoft included. So I want to build this up, and over the course of next year, if I continue, or at least aim to do one of these videos every month, then I can add another 12 stocks to this portfolio and showcase them here with you. Please do let me know what you would like to see. If you'd like to see more about the eToro platform or more about my process for research, I'm also going to talk a little bit more about the reading and the learning that I'm doing about how to pick stocks and share that with you too. If you have any particular recommendations for stocks that are doing really well and tick that ESG box, please do let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit like, subscribe and turn on those notifications so you can see the future videos that I put out, not just in this series, but in other topics too. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!